Welcome to the channel, where today we unravel a mystery so electrifying it could rewrite the way you think about the spare change rattling in your pocket, because what if a small, almost invisible mistake transformed an ordinary 1988 United States quarter dollar into one of the most valuable coins ever struck, a coin so wrapped in layers of secrecy, anomaly, and historical intrigue that every twist in its story feels like pulling back a curtain to reveal another hidden truth you never expected. And yet each revelation only deepens the questions: how could something as common as a quarter, a piece of metal minted by the millions, suddenly be elevated to the status of a numismatic legend whispered about in hushed tones among collectors, traded behind closed doors for amounts so large they don't seem real, and why do so few people even know it exists? As if the very institutions responsible for creating it would rather you didn't know about the errors, the slip-ups, the inexplicable decisions that led to its birth. Because in 1988, the United States Mint was supposed to be operating with military precision, churning out billions of coins under strict quality control, and yet somewhere in that massive production process, somewhere between the engraver's master die and the clanging presses that struck the blanks into Washington's profile and the heraldic eagle, something went very, very wrong. Or perhaps, depending on which theory you believe, something went exactly the way someone wanted it to go. Because there are whispers that the most extraordinary examples of the 1988 quarter dollar are not merely the result of an accidental minting error, but of an intentional act, a subtle, calculated alteration to the dies that created coins with features so strange they don't align with any official record, details so out of place that experts can't agree whether they are freak accidents, test strikes, transitional hybrids from the switch between design years, or even covert patterns never meant for circulation. And the deeper you go into this story, the more it feels like a puzzle built to be unsolved, with each piece you slot into place changing the picture entirely, because first there's the mystery of the mint marks. While 1988 quarters were struck in both Philadelphia and Denver, some rare specimens show a faint doubling in the mint mark, others an inexplicable absence, and some bear marks that appear out of style for the period, suggesting reused or mismatched dies from earlier or later years, which would be an enormous breach of standard minting procedure. And then there are the cases of the 1988 quarter struck on planchets meant for other denominations, like nickel or cent blanks, creating a coin that is lighter, thinner, and rings with a strange muted tone when tapped. An error so unusual that some experts believe it could only have happened during an internal testing period where normal safeguards were bypassed, and yet these coins somehow slipped out into circulation, winding up in the hands of the unsuspecting public who may have spent them without ever knowing what they held. And imagine being one of those people, realizing years later that the 25 cents you spent on a soda could have been worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, because collectors today would fight vicious bidding wars to own such a piece, especially when you factor in other anomalies like misaligned dies that cause parts of the design to drift off center, broad strikes that flatten and stretch the rim, or dramatic double strikes that make Washington's profile look ghostly and surreal. And if those were the only mysteries surrounding the 1988 quarter, it would still be a fascinating story. But the rabbit hole goes deeper, because there are legends about a secret batch of quarters struck with a reverse design that doesn't match 1988 at all, instead bearing subtle traits from earlier years like 1983 or 1984, as if an outdated reverse die was accidentally, or intentionally, paired with a 1988 obverse, creating a transitional hybrid that should not exist. And when one of these coins surfaced in a private sale years ago, the price paid was rumored to be high enough to buy a luxury car, but the buyer never publicly displayed it, fueling speculation that it was either so valuable they feared theft, or so controversial it could raise questions about how it left the mint in the first place. And this is where the story starts to brush up against the edges of conspiracy, because retired mint employees have been known to hint at strange occurrences during the late 1980s, including unexplained disappearances of test strikes, unlogged die usage, and even instances of midnight minting, where coins were struck off the books. And while no one has ever proven these claims, the persistence of such rumors suggests that the 1988 quarter's rarity and mystery might be tied to events that were never meant to see daylight. And then there's the psychological grip this coin has on collectors. The obsession it inspires is unlike that of most modern issues, with some numismatists devoting entire decades to hunting down every known variant, meticulously cataloging die markers, planchet weights, and strike characteristics in hopes of piecing together the truth. And yet each new discovery only seems to complicate the picture. As if the coin is actively resisting full understanding, and maybe that's part of why it's so valuable, not just in dollars, but in allure, because it represents the perfect blend of scarcity, mystery, and historical significance, the trifecta that fuels numismatic passion. And just when you think you've grasped the scope of its story, another twist appears, like the 1988 quarter found embedded in a time capsule sealed in the late 80s that bore an error never documented before, or the one recovered from a sunken fishing boat off the coast of Maine, perfectly preserved and yet somehow showing a faint triple strike that defied metallurgical explanation, or the private collector who claims to own a specimen with a reverse so misaligned that it reveals parts of the design normally hidden under the rim, a flaw so extreme it borders on the artistic. And while skeptics argue that some of these tales are embellished or outright fabricated, the truth is that enough physical evidence exists to confirm that the 1988 quarter dollar has an error profile unlike almost any other year, which is why auctions featuring these coins can erupt into chaotic bidding frenzies, with hammer prices soaring into the 5 or even 6 figures for the most extraordinary specimens, and it leaves you wondering, how many more are out there, hiding in jars of change, forgotten in dresser drawers, sitting unrecognized in the till of a small-town diner, waiting for the right pair of eyes to spot them, because the next great discovery could be just a single coin away from rewriting what we know about this year's production, and perhaps, in the process, revealing the truth about whether the 1988 quarter's anomalies were the product of accident, negligence, or something far more intentional and shadowy, a truth that would make every collector, historian, and government archivist reconsider the line between mistake and masterpiece, between a simple piece of change and a priceless artifact of American minting history. And as long as that truth remains just out of reach, the hunt will continue, the value will climb, and the legend of the 1988 quarter dollar will only grow, making it not just a coin, but a riddle cast in metal, daring you to solve it before someone else does. Next, 1979 D quarter dollars, where today we unravel one of the most baffling and tantalizing mysteries in American numismatics, the 1979 D quarter, a coin that at first glance seems ordinary, yet hides within its metal surface secrets and anomalies that have ignited feverish speculation, mind-blowing collector obsession, and stories that could rival the greatest treasure hunts in history. What if I told you that a tiny slip in the mint's production line, a barely perceptible mistake, transformed an everyday quarter into a coin so rare, so extraordinary, that it commands jaw-dropping prices and fuels debates among experts to this very day? Imagine the U.S. Mint in 1979, a time of great political shifts, technological advancements, and the ongoing Cold War, churning out millions of quarters meant for everyday transactions, but somewhere between the presses and the packaging, something went drastically wrong. Was it a misplaced die? An unintentional doubling? Or a minting error so rare that only a handful exist, lost in circulation or locked away in secret collections, fueling legends and wild theories? The 1979 D quarter is no ordinary coin, it's a symbol of imperfection in a system that prides itself on precision, a tangible artifact of human error that became priceless because of that very flaw. Experts have scoured mint records, interviewed retired engravers, and studied thousands of surviving coins, yet the full truth remains elusive, a shadowy tale wrapped in layers of mystery and speculation. Some numismatists believe a rare double die occurred on the 1979 D quarter's obverse, causing a ghostly doubling effect that to the untrained eye is invisible but to collectors represents an astronomical value leap, a version of the coin so scarce it's been dubbed the Holy Grail of quarters. Others speculate the coin was struck with a defective die that created a misaligned mint mark, a detail that sounds minor but instantly transforms its market value from mere quarters to thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Imagine the excitement when a few of these coins surfaced in the late 1990s, unearthed by ordinary people during casual coin hunts, sending shockwaves through collector circles and igniting a frenzy as dealers scrambled to authenticate, price, and acquire these elusive specimens. Rumors began swirling that some coins were intentionally withheld or destroyed by mint officials fearing public panic or embarrassment, adding a layer of conspiracy to the story. Could there be troves of these rare 1979 D quarters hidden away in government vaults, their true worth concealed from the public? The intrigue deepens as stories emerge from collectors who claim to have found these quarters in the most unlikely places, forgotten coin rolls in dusty bank drawers, buried in the pockets of long-deceased relatives, or tucked inside old coin albums destined for the trash. One legendary tale tells of a coin dealer in the Midwest who acquired a stack of 1979 D quarters from an estate sale, only to discover among them a single coin exhibiting the fabled error, a discovery that instantly turned his life upside down, sparking both fortune and controversy. As the coin's mystique grew, so did the theories. Some believe that the minting error was caused by a rushed production schedule forced by sudden demand, a rare occurrence that compromised quality control and led to the minting of a handful of error coins before technicians could intervene. Others suggest a more dramatic scenario, a sabotage or deliberate experiment gone wrong, a theory that fuels countless heated debates and speculative documentaries. The 1979 D quarters story also intersects with broader historical context, a time when the United States was grappling with economic challenges, inflation, and shifts in currency demand, which influenced the mint's processes and priorities, indirectly setting the stage for these errors to emerge. But what truly makes the 1979 D quarter a legend is not just the errors themselves, but the human passion it ignites, the numismatic obsession that transforms casual collectors into detectives, obsessively hunting for clues in mint marks, die lines, and minute variations, hoping to glimpse the rare coin that could change their lives forever. Auction houses have reported record-breaking sales of these quarters, with bidding wars that leave both sellers and buyers breathless, and experts poring over microscopic details with the precision of forensic scientists. Yet the coin remains shrouded in mystery, with some specimens disappearing from the market only to reappear decades later, their provenance questioned and stories evolving with each new discovery. The government's role adds another twist. Official silence or vague statements have only fueled speculation, while whistleblower accounts and leaked documents hint at internal debates about how to handle these mistakes, with some advocating for public disclosure and others for quiet suppression. The emotional resonance of this tale is powerful. It's about more than just metal and mint marks, it's about human error meeting human desire, about ordinary objects becoming extraordinary through accident and time, about the hope and thrill of uncovering something hidden that could rewrite what we thought we knew. As we dive deeper into the saga of the 1979 D quarter, we encounter a colorful cast of characters, seasoned collectors who risk fortunes and reputations chasing a single specimen, mint workers whose memories flicker with uncertainty and pride, historians piecing together fragmented evidence, and everyday people swept up in a hunt for treasure hidden in plain sight. The tension builds as new findings emerge, such as recently discovered coins with previously unseen anomalies, throwing experts into heated debates and pushing the boundaries of what defines rarity and value. Each twist challenges our assumptions. Is this just a collector's fantasy, or are we witnessing the legacy of a profound error that slipped through the cracks of one of the world's most meticulous mints? The stakes feel impossibly high, with collectors trading everything to possess these elusive quarters, and stories of fortunes made or lost echoing through the numismatic community. As this mystery unfolds, it connects us to a deeper human story about chance, error, and the allure of the unknown, reminding us how even the smallest flaw can lead to the greatest treasures, and how the legacy of a single coin can ripple through decades of history, obsession, and discovery. This is not just a story about a coin, it's a journey into the heart of mystery itself, where history, passion, and chance collide to create something unforgettable, a true testament to the unexpected ways in which value is created, lost, and found again. So stay with me as we peel back the layers of the 1979 D quarters legend, exploring every theory, every discovery, every whispered rumor, and every triumph and heartbreak that makes this coin one of the most compelling and enigmatic chapters in American numismatic lore. What will we uncover next? The answer lies just beneath the surface, waiting to be revealed. Next, 1997 D quarter, where today we embark on an electrifying journey into the shadowy world of the 1997 D quarter dollar, a coin that might just be the most valuable and mysterious piece ever minted by the United States. But what if I told you that a seemingly tiny, almost imperceptible mistake made this coin not just rare, but legendary, turning ordinary metal into a treasure that collectors around the globe have hunted for decades with a near-obsessive fervor? Imagine the chaos and curiosity when the first whispers of this coin's existence surfaced, a coin not supposed to be different at all, yet exhibiting anomalies so extraordinary that even the most seasoned numismatists were stunned, scratching their heads in disbelief as they uncovered evidence of an extraordinary minting error hidden in plain sight. Could a slip during production, a moment of human error inside the depths of the Denver Mint, have unleashed a minting anomaly so rare that only a handful survived, scattered and lost in the tide of everyday change. The 1997 D quarter is no ordinary quarter, it carries within it the echoes of history, the fingerprints of a government mint grappling with machinery glitches, a sequence of events that set off a chain reaction of mysteries and speculation, sparking wild theories ranging from secret minting experiments to covert government cover-ups aimed at erasing all trace of these flawed treasures before they could ignite a frenzy among collectors and investors alike. What makes this coin so captivating is not just its rarity but the stories it weaves, tales of lost hoards discovered in dusty attics, of collectors who stumbled upon these anomalies by sheer chance and found their lives forever changed as the value of a simple coin skyrocketed beyond imagination, turning modest hobbyists into instant legends within the numismatic community. Experts remain divided yet fascinated. Some argue the 1997 D quarter's unique mint mark doubling, off-center strikes, and mysterious die cracks are the results of unprecedented production errors, while others speculate about deliberate experimental strikes hidden in batches meant for destruction, fueling a potent mix of intrigue and urgency to uncover the truth buried beneath layers of secrecy. The historical context adds another dimension. The late 1990s was a period of transition and technological overhaul at the U.S. Mint, with new machinery and processes that sometimes faltered, creating anomalies that collectors treasure today. But the 1997 D quarter stands apart even in this era of experimentation, its anomalies so pronounced that each coin tells a story of an imperfect moment frozen in time, a glitch turned gem. Stories circulate of shadowy auctions where these coins change hands for mind-boggling sums, bidding wars sparked by a single 1997 D quarter turning the fate of a family's inheritance upside down, and collectors risking everything to secure a piece of this numismatic enigma, convinced it holds secrets that could unlock a fortune or rewrite the history of U.S. coinage. Every coin carries whispers of lost mint bags, shipments unaccounted for, and rumors of government agents scrambling to recover or conceal these pieces, all fueling the mythos that surrounds the 1997 D quarter like a cloak of mystery, a real-life treasure hunt with stakes so high that even seasoned investigators have found themselves drawn into the vortex of obsession and wonder, chasing leads, examining die varieties, and debating minute details under magnification as if the fate of their fortunes depended on it. The emotional resonance of this story is palpable, ordinary people transformed by chance discoveries, lives altered by the thrill of uncovering something extraordinary hidden in plain sight, the profound tension between chance and fate, and the intoxicating allure of holding in your hand a coin that might be the rarest, most valuable quarter ever minted in the United States. And just when you think you've grasped the full scope of its mystery, new twists emerge, fresh reports of coins with never-before-seen variations, unconfirmed sightings in private collections, and the tantalizing possibility that the true rarity is even more elusive than anyone imagined, a mythic, holy grail coin that may yet surface and rewrite everything we thought we knew. So join us as we peel back the layers of history, technology, human error, and obsession, tracing the 1997 D quarter dollar's journey from a simple piece of currency to a legend wrapped in secrecy and bursting with value, a coin that challenges what we believe about mistakes, rarity, and the hidden stories behind the coins we take for granted every day. And remember, in this story of minting marvels and government slip-ups, of lost treasures and numismatic passion, every detail counts, every theory intrigues, and every discovery propels us deeper into the greatest coin mystery you've never heard of, until, by the very end, you'll be left wondering if you yourself might hold the key to one of the most extraordinary and valuable treasures ever struck in the U.S. Mint's storied history. Next, 1985 P quarter dollars, where today we unravel one of the most tantalizing mysteries of American numismatics, the 1985 P quarter, a seemingly ordinary coin that has sparked decades of heated debate, jaw-dropping discoveries, and a feverish obsession that grips collectors worldwide. But what if I told you that a tiny, almost imperceptible flaw in its minting process could have transformed it into one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever struck by the United States Mint? Imagine holding in your hands a piece of history, a coin that slipped through the cracks of a highly controlled production line due to a chain of unusual errors, each more baffling than the last, leaving experts baffled, governments silent, and collectors scrambling in search of these elusive treasures that some whisper are worth fortunes beyond imagination. The story begins in 1985 at the Philadelphia Mint, a time when American coin production was under intense scrutiny, facing pressure to maintain quality while increasing output, yet beneath the surface, an unthinkable anomaly was brewing. Unknown to the mint workers, a die had been accidentally altered, causing faint but distinctive doubling on the quarters obverse and reverse that went unnoticed for years, creating what would become the legendary 1985 p-error quarter, a coin so rare that only a handful of specimens are believed to exist today, locked away in private collections or perhaps forgotten in dusty coin jars across the country, their true value hidden like buried treasure. But the intrigue deepens as stories emerged of coin rolls from that year yielding these rare misprints, sparking wild theories ranging from sabotage within the mint to covert government experiments with currency authentication or even clandestine trials of new minting technology gone awry, rumors that these coins hold secret markings only visible under special lighting, which collectors claim could unlock a code to lost mint records or reveal secret mint worker identities. Numismatic experts have pored over every inch of the coin, their magnifiers revealing subtle clues in the metal flow and stamping patterns that suggest an unprecedented error, a one-in-a-million occurrence that defies conventional minting logic, raising questions about quality control failures that the U.S. Mint has never officially acknowledged, leaving a cloak of mystery that fuels the imagination of hobbyists and historians alike. Legendary collectors recount tales of sudden windfalls when these quarters appeared unexpectedly in change or estate sales, turning modest coin enthusiasts into millionaires overnight, while others speak of a black market thriving on the trade of undocumented 1985 p quarters, some allegedly altered or forged to mimic the rare error, adding layers of deception to the hunt, with prices soaring at auctions to eye-watering levels, and experts issuing urgent warnings about authenticity as fakes threaten to flood the market. The emotional connection to these coins runs deep, each piece represents a fragment of a forgotten story, a tangible link to a moment when human error and mechanical precision collided to produce something extraordinary and priceless, inspiring a generation of collectors driven not just by monetary gain but by the thrill of uncovering a piece of an unsolved mystery, the hope that their next find could rewrite history or solve the puzzle that has baffled experts for decades. But what if there are still undiscovered 1985 p-error quarters hidden in circulation, waiting for the right person to recognize their value, a discovery that could change lives and challenge the established narrative of American minting history? Could the government be hiding more than just silence, perhaps documents or mint logs buried deep within archives, or even prototypes confiscated and locked away for reasons lost to time? As you delve into this enigma, consider the stories of those who have dedicated years, sometimes entire lifetimes, to chasing the myth of the 1985 p quarter, their journeys filled with heartbreak, triumph, and an unyielding desire to claim a piece of the impossible, fueling the coin's legendary status. Every expert theory adds a new twist, from the possibility of a mint worker's deliberate mistake to a rare environmental factor affecting the metal alloy that day, to whispers of an alternate minting press hidden within the Philadelphia facility, all creating a tapestry of speculation and wonder that elevates this coin from mere currency to the stuff of legend. The 1985 p quarter is not just a coin, it's a symbol of mystery, a challenge to what we believe about manufacturing perfection, a testament to the unpredictable nature of history captured in metal, and a constant reminder that sometimes, the smallest errors make the biggest stories, turning an everyday object into a priceless artifact sought after by collectors, historians, and treasure hunters alike who dream of the moment when they finally hold in their hands a coin that is more than metal. It's a key to a secret world that very few have ever glimpsed, a world filled with intrigue, value beyond dollars, and a legacy that continues to captivate and mystify, proving that behind every minted coin lies a story waiting to be told, and for the 1985 p quarter, that story is nothing short of extraordinary.